So now we're going to do part B of the lesson of special products. We're going to do the sum and difference. Now the sum and difference is referring to the sum and difference of two things that are exactly the same. In this case, for the first problem, for example, you get x plus 2 times x minus 2. And the second problem we have 4x minus 3, 4x plus 3. The only thing that's differing between the two brackets is the minus sign in between each term that we're multiplying. So now let's go into it and use FOIL to show how it's done. So now let's zoom in on this one problem here. So now we've got x plus 2 times x minus 2. Okay, so here is how we're going to do this. So we're going to use FOIL for the first part. Hit the first with everything in the last, and we're going to get this. X squared minus 2x. Then we're going to do the same with the second half. Plus 2 times x is plus 2x. Plus 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. So now when we come up with our final answer, well, x squared has nothing else that matches it in there, so we write x squared. We bring these two together because they are the same type of variable, so we get plus 0x minus 4. Oh, you know what? Let's just write this as x squared minus 4. And that is all I write out as my final answer. Okay? So now let's move on to the next problem. (4x minus 3 times 4x plus 3). So you'll notice that the minus sign is in the first bracket this time. So I'm trying to show you that it doesn't matter where the minus and plus is. It just has to be opposite sides. So now 4x times this. So you're going to get the following. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. And then 4x times plus 3 is plus 12x. Now we're going to multiply the outside with the rest of it. So you're going to get minus 3 times 4 is minus 12x. And then minus 3 times plus 3 is minus 9. So when we do these final problems, you're going to go through the same thing as last time, 16x squared. We bring these two together and you're going to get 0x and then minus 9. The final answer is always just 16x squared minus 9. Now, let's see what the overall rule is for this problem. The key is to look at the first and the last of both terms, of both expressions, and you'll see that the resultant, instead of doing all this extra stuff that we have here, all we have to do is take the first, square it, take the last and square it, and put a minus sign in between. And so now let's go over the summary. So when we look at the trinomial, when we look at the first term in the trinomial, the related term in the binomial is squared. So when we look at the second term in the trinomial, it's always squared from the original binomial. When we look at the middle term in the trinomial, there's always nothing or 0. That's it. So now let's summarize what we have for our result. So there's two ways to see this problem. You either have this a plus b, a minus b, or you have a minus b, a plus b. And both of those problems give us the answer a squared minus b squared. And we call this in mathematics a difference of squares. So if you think about it, if I have a plus b, a minus b, I get a squared minus b squared. If I get a minus b, a plus b, I also get a squared minus b squared. And we call that a difference of squares because the first term is squared and the second term is also squared, but there is a difference between them, and that's it. So now I want you to go and work on the problems from the homework.